What's the difference between stretching, massaging, and pressing on a muscle? These are all different techniques that we use when we feel like we have tight muscles, and they're all various ways to address tightness in the muscle. When we stretch a muscle, we're taking a muscle and we're elongating it. We're making it longer by doing a particular movement with the bones of our body. So for example, if you're stretching your hamstring and you bend down to touch your toes, you're elongating that hamstring. And what that's doing is that's creating some circulation to the muscle. It's warming up the muscle. It's increasing the pliability of the muscle. And that, is preparing that muscle to be contracted or to be used or to be moved through a range of motion. There are some things that when you do actually stretch a muscle that it actually, on the level of the brain, it's telling the body that it can release some tension in that muscle. There's different sensory organs in the muscle itself that are sending information to the brain, like how fast the muscle is being stretched, how long the muscle is being stretched, etc. And those signals can get reprogrammed so that your body will eventually allow you to stretch a little bit further each time. But that stretching is really, the intention of stretching is really to warm up or prepare, or even to allow for the muscle to repair in a proper way. So if you did injure your hamstring, for example, you do want to do some gentle stretching to it because it allows that muscle to repair properly in the proper orientation, those muscle fibers. So this is different than a massage. When you massage a muscle, you're rubbing over it, you're manipulating it, you're moving it. There's all different kinds of massage strokes that can be used. And that is another way of increasing circulation of the muscle. It's another way of actually clearing out toxins in the muscle. It's a way of telling the nervous system to help relax the muscle. And it produces a calming effect of the sympathetic nervous system. So oftentimes we all love, having our backs or our necks rubbed because it's calming, among other effects. And these two things, stretching and massaging or rubbing, is different than pressing on the muscle. And I make this distinction because there's a lot of people that, go in for massage because they have muscle knots in their body, or maybe they're using a foam roller or some sort of massage tool to help release tension in the body. And although the two, stretching and massage are very helpful at reducing those things and healing those things, one of the most effective ways to release tension in a muscle knot or a trigger point is through just direct pressure. So when you put direct pressure on a muscle, you find a muscle knot that is tight and you put direct pressure on the muscle, that muscle will increase circulation. So you will be doing some of the same things that those other two techniques will be doing. But it also is going to help inhibit the contraction of those muscle fibers. And if you hold it long enough in that one place, not rubbing it, not rolling on it, not massaging it, but just holding it, neurologically the brain tells that part of the muscle to relax. And that's where you can get really a long-term release of that spot. So the prolonged pressure is really essential for releasing muscle tension that is related to muscle knots and trigger points, and is much different than those other two techniques.